Hi, it's CJ, and I'm in that weird part of summer where it's just sheer what am I doing with my life? Which is it's not fun to just feel like you're watching summer waste away, which is supposed to be like the best years of your life, like freedom and like you don't have school and you don't have a job yet, it's just sheer freedom. And I'm just watching it waste away because I'm not doing anything this summer. And I also feel like I'm not progressing as a person because I'm not in school. So, therefore, summer, what am I doing with my life? But the thing is kind of wondering what causes this feeling. Because I feel like I'm not the only student who has experienced this kind of like lack of self during summer. Which is really sad because summer should be the ideal time to pursue whatever makes you happy and whatever you want to do. But at least in this point, I don't really see my life going anywhere, which just puts me here as what am I doing with my life? There's no logical next step. It's not like the school year where it's like, well, school's important, so you just need to do well in school and your entire life will just fall together and make sense. That doesn't really work. It's also going to be weird because I've set up my schedule, and assuming my schedule does not change, I'm going to be fully asynchronous next year. Which means I can do lots of goofy things because I can have like a really weird schedule. But I'm not, and it's also the what would I even do? It's like now's the time to adapt to something super weird. But also, there's not really anything that makes sense to do. And so that just prompts an entire existential crisis of what is my life? What am I going to do? Do I have anything to look forward to? Because macro life events doesn't look like I have much going for me. Go to college, get a good job, and then you can retire when you're 65 and be rich enough to not live in poverty, I guess, is the American dream. I guess are they just making that a consumer responsibility as well as, well, if you want to have any fun in retirement, then better, work really hard on your own time to like keep your physical health good enough. Which, I mean, yeah, like that makes sense. But also, like, I don't want to be around when I'm 65. Like, have you seen the disasters that are impending over the next, like, 50 years? I don't want to be around for that. Like, it's very sad that, I guess this is kind of my fault for looking at politics, but it's very sad nobody's doing anything about the climate disaster that we know is impending. We don't even have to say that's actually humans' fault. It probably is, but we don't even have to say that. We can just say, hey, we're noticing this pattern that means humans are kind of gonna die. We should do something about it. But no, nobody's gonna do anything about climate change. And you know why? Because nobody is thinking 50 to 100 years in the future. Politicians, max, are thinking about the next 8 years, and that's very optimistic. Most are thinking about the next 4 or the next 2. Like, nobody's gonna do anything about climate change. That's not a good campaign promise. It's a good campaign promise to be like, oh yeah, we'll do something, but the Nash equilibrium is nobody doing anything. So nobody's actually gonna do anything. And then people get upset with Gen Z for being worried about climate change instead of, like, actual issues. It is an actual issue. I mean, we're already getting severe weather events at a higher frequency than we used to. So, there's that. This wasn't meant to be a climate change rant. But, either way, there's impending doom on my timeline. So it doesn't make life seem very optimistic. It's kind of like, what are you supposed to do over the summer? Oh, you're supposed to, like, get an internship. It's like, no. Like, I'm supposed to just voluntarily give what are supposed to be the best years of my life to a company to exploit my time and say, you're getting experience. Okay, experience is the dumbest thing. This is not a video game. You shouldn't need a certain level. You should not give your time to a company for free for experience. If you need experience in something and no one will pay you to get that experience, which they really should, go to a nonprofit organization. That's what's out on my horizon. It's like, okay, I have school for 4 more years. And then what? Corporate America for 40? Like, that's my life. Like that, I don't want to live that life. So therefore, the only thing that's remotely holding me together is YouTube. Which, yeah, great, putting my faith in a giant corporation. Great idea, but it's kind of the best I have at the moment. Then what? What do you do during the summer? It's like, well, make videos. But it still doesn't combat the dread feeling that I have nothing to look forward to in life. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. That's just how it feels. And I know most people are like, no. Like, the best parts of your life are, like, the little things. The stuff you do in the other, like, 4 hours of your day that aren't taken up by work or meeting your human needs. It's those things. It's like, yeah, what? Like, watching Netflix? Like, during the summer, they tell you to get a job. That's the main thing they tell you, is just get a job during the summer. Like, great, yeah, so I can give away my summer for, like, $1,000. Like, or they tell you to educate yourself. Like, yeah, let's just do school during the summer. Like, it's, in an odd way, it's like how I always like Fridays more than the weekend. Because free time has responsibility, which doesn't make any sense. But being an adult means not having actual free time, which is why Fridays are the best, because Fridays you actually get to enjoy the rest of your day, and then the weekend you have to catch up on everything else. The weekend you have to do homework, you have to do chores, but Friday night you get free time. It's odd that free time is the greatest commodity that people strive for, and yet we go to great lengths to avoid it. Like, we always brag about being busy. The things people brag about, like, people brag about being, it's hustle culture. People brag about being busy. People brag about how little sleep they get. People brag about how much caffeine they need to function. People, like, brag about how sad they are about their life. That's sad. I will probably be labeled lazy for expressing this opinion of not wanting to be part of corporate America. Like, ever since I was young, I wanted to work for myself. Just when you think about kind of this, like, treadmill of trying to have a life, like, a company won't care about you. My goal turned into striving to, like, be a good boss. That's a great thing to strive for, but it's like, well, before you can, like, hire people, you need to be a profit positive, and, like, YouTube isn't giving me much hope for that at the moment. Though I have 4 years, but also, So it's like, then what? It's all kind of an impossible standard. What are you even supposed to do? Like, I was thinking about something of kind of thinking about all the things that are going on in the world and, like, what I'm equipped to do and what's completely beyond my influence. And it's sad when you look at big problems in the world, because not only is it completely beyond your influence, it's completely beyond the influence of anyone who actually cares about it. And then you watch people who could do something proceed to do nothing. We're called like lazy and stupid and too political or just political in the wrong ways. Or kind of mocked for trying to change the big picture when it's like, well, focus on your sphere of influence. But we're also made fun of when we do things about our sphere of influence because that's not going to make a difference. And perhaps this is just the disillusion of the spotlight effect, where it's like, yep, nobody cares about you. You're not special. You're just part of the world. And there's a bright side to that of if you want something to happen, it's up to you and you alone. There's not someone else just puppeting you around. It's your life. Seize it. Do what you want. Which, that's less depressing. Until you realize that lots of people have tried and everyone ends up sacrificing something. So eventually you just get to a point of now what? And I don't know what to do now. I guess read, I guess. I have a couple books I've been meaning to read for like a year. Get back into Duolingo. Make videos. But it's hard to shake the feeling that nothing means anything. I guess the hope is that I can come out of this summer slightly better than when it started. But I kind of thought that way about the thing that shall not be named. And here I am. And in a way, I feel like things have changed. But in a way, I feel like it hasn't. If anything, I feel like it kind of gave me time to think about what I want to do with my life. It's just odd because, like, I'm kind of realizing, like, I've just been following life, kind of just going off of, like, common sense of what makes most sense right now. Of just no one gives you any guidance, particularly if you want to be self-employed. No one tells you anything about that in the slightest. Unfortunately. But here I am with YouTube, kind of with this general dream of how can I improve people's lives, knowing that that dream is way, way, way out there and probably not all that achievable, but also it gives me some hope for a version of the future where it's not just like, yep, you get to work in corporate America for 40 years, and then you get to retire and do Sudoku puzzles. That doesn't seem like a very good dream to me. It's just all weird. I need to figure out what to do with my summer. Step 1, I need to get my driver's license. And then I'm not exactly sure, but I need to get my driver's license. I'm already registered for fall semester. AP test results are going to come back at some point. So that's kind of my life. Bye.